The future of Watchdog Man in the One Punch Man story. Today's video was requested by the legend Falgul from the Patreon. If you want to support the channel directly while receiving various benefits like the ability to request videos and other stuff like that, check out the Patreon linked in the description. Now enjoy today's video. As we know, Watchdog Man is ranked 12 for the S-Class heroes, and out of all of them, probably including Blast at this point, we've learnt the least or seen him the least amount. Him and Blast are definitely around the top of the least shine in the story so far. And if you include the webcomic as well, I wouldn't be surprised if you argue Watchdog Man has done the least or had the least amount of shine throughout the story. And regardless of that, he's still somehow one of the most unique and, to be honest, coolest characters in the series. Let's get into what he has done, the very little of it, his power and abilities, and what I think is going to happen for the future of our boy. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now back to the video. So one thing that could be cool is his rise through the ranks, because we learned that he was originally a C-Class hero, rank 301, and was able to build his way up to S-Class, so maybe a spin-off manga or like a flashback arc of the rise of Watchdog Man, which would be pretty cool, and I personally would enjoy that. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments. But yeah, an S-Class hero who rose through the ranks from the bottom. He dedicates his time as a hero, and I'm guessing his whole life, to protecting Q City and Q City alone, with that city being considered one of the most dangerous in the One Punch Man world, adding even more to the reputation of Watchdog Man, and kinda explains why he was able to rise through the ranks. He didn't really need to look through monsters due to being the guardian of a city that had so many to begin with and so many to continue to go there, so naturally you would have seen him rise through the ranks as he would take out stronger and stronger monsters that would appear in Q City. The only time we've seen him not at Q City was prior to the alien invasion arc, the Boros invasion, all that, where the S-Class had a meeting where Watchdog Man was there. Didn't say too much apart from the heroes not being able to prevent what the prophecy said was going to happen, but as a whole he was shown there. But every other aspect has been him at Q City, either fighting monsters or just chilling. And one major fight, probably his most major fight in the series thus far, is against pre-Monster Garo, and this was at a point where Garo was somewhat injured but nowhere near as injured as he gets later on, and pretty much during the fight Watchdog Man was able to low diff Garo, taking no damage and absolutely destroy him, forcing Garo to pretty much give up and move away. The reason for this is Garo was unable to properly read Watchdog Man's movements and pretty much couldn't really touch him whatsoever due to the animalistic fighting style Watchdog Man has, with him also having superior speed, agility and every other aspect to Garo at this point, so it has overwhelmed him. Garo's water stream rocking smashing fish couldn't do anything and just had to give up while being injured somewhat before, being killed most likely by Watchdog Man in that scenario. And that was pretty much the last time we've actually seen him in the story. It's been quite a while. Then times we've seen him take on various monsters, we see his pretty high level of raw physical strength, being able to just easily rip them apart and pretty much low diff monsters as well. We haven't seen Watchdog Man be serious whatsoever. I've only seen him have, straight face gang all the way and is dominating any fight we've seen him have, with his fighting style being purely hand-to-hand combat with a dog-based martial art fighting style. I'm not too sure how to explain it, but he's able to parry many of Garo's attacks with his paws or hands, however you want to say it, but it's just solely based on hand-to-hand combat in a animalistic or beast-like manner, making it very hard to predict for someone like Garo at that point, who's solely a martial artist. And due to this animalistic fighting style, some people have a theory that he could possibly be a half monster or be turning into a monster somewhat. As we know, the One Punch Man power system pretty much works based on what you like or what you're obsessed with Watchdog Man pretty much fighting similar to a dog. Maybe he's closer to a monster than a human at this point, which may be explored if we get a future arc regarding him. But I only think we're going to get him have a tough fight, or for us to see his true power if a top tier monster actually goes to Q City that challenges Watchdog Man and maybe pushes him to his limit. But we're not going to see Watchdog Man going to another city or helping like a group fight like what's going on with the Monster Association now. We're not going to have Watchdog Man appearing there. Only fights in Q City is my opinion on that. One fight I do wish we could probably get in the future is Overgrown Rover from the Monster Association versus Watchdog Man. I think that would be a pretty cool fight. And if Watchdog Man would actually be able to defeat Overgrown Rover, we'll get a better understanding of where he ranks regarding the S heroes and what he's truly capable of. Based on the One Punch Man encyclopedia, there is a underlying reason why he's strictly limited to Q City, which we'll most likely learn about in the future and may connect to why he became Watchdog Man or something like that. But yeah, I'm hoping we learn everything about Watchdog Man in the future. Regarding the S-Class heroes now, where I would rank him, it's kind of hard to say, but probably a little bit above Metal Bat or below, because Metal Bat is very inconsistent and could potentially become one of the high tiers, or on a base level is one of the lower tiers. We honestly really don't know. He could be above the likes of Super Alloy Darkshine, he could be below, but right now I'm going to put him around the middle range. He could be a lot higher. I personally hope he's a lot higher when we get to see his true power, hopefully in that future arc where Q City is really facing major threat apart from already having like the highest spawn of monsters. We'll get to see what the peak of his power is. And regarding his dog costume, that is most likely linked to his power, like one of the power systems in One Punch Man regarding Phoenix Man and his costume. I think Watchdog Man's power is most likely similar to that, where if he was to take the costume off, if he can even take it off at this point, he'll most likely not be as strong, but when he has the costume on, that is his prime, or at a base level much stronger than without. And of course we're waiting to see his full power in the future. So hopefully we get a backstory regarding him as well. I personally want a full arc covering him, or maybe just a spin-off manga. That could be pretty cool as well. There could be a lot of spin-off manga for various characters, especially the S-Class series, but I think out of all of them, definitely Watchdog Man and Blast deserve one the most due to their little amount of screen time. And even in the webcomic, Watchdog Man hasn't done really anything. So yeah, hopefully we get to see Watchdog Man in the future, maybe after the current Monster Association arc. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord if you want to talk more about One Punch Man. Hopefully we get new chapters soon rather than redraws, so stay tuned for those reviews. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon, especially Falgul for today's recommendation. Hope you enjoyed. That's it guys. Peace.